Boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Radio Loud.
You didn't ask for it, but we're giving it to you.
Joining me today is Stefan Weber and not Sean, Steve-O.
How bad?
So, we did it, America. We beat the heat.
Crushed
we
it.
won the war on heat. This
Global
is
warming
the
is
American
over.
Revolution.
This is the first comfortable day that we have had in almost a week. I mean,
Yeah.
last Friday wasn't that bad. I mean, yeah, it actually was.
Last Friday was
it's been
horrible.
fucking
The humidity
bad.
is finally down.
Yeah, had some good rains wash it away.
So, like you had asked, Stefan, what's the deal with the thing behind Steve-O? We were missing a panel there. I think it's because of the heat, man. We had a little casualty of war. I think the adhesive just...
Oh, it just
Let
peeled off the
loose.
wall?
Yeah, like we were sitting here and it was just...
Yeah, if the...
I thought maybe a head went into that or something.
No, it's still intact. I just have to find the wherewithal in me to, glue it back up. But basically, if that shower curtain pole that I intend to, put a curtain in front of, wasn't there,
It
it
would've
would have
just
just
fallen.
fallen forward and shattered.
Jesus.
probably would have hit you in the head.
Yeah, I was sitting in front of it, actually.
I like that sound effect.
It's just been fucking hot out there. And apparently the English have been getting it too. There was a heat wave there.
Oh, how are they? I wonder how they're handling that.
It's like a global thing right now.
Huh.
Yeah, just the entire world. If America's hot, the world's hot.
The globe is hot.
Channeling a little bit of my inner Alex Jones there. Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh. All right. So, it was so hot, your fucking air conditioner started on fire?
Oh, boy. The stories this week. So, first of all, it was so hot, and this last Saturday, we had a little adventure planned together. We did some ice skating at the Pettit, tried to beat the heat, stay in the icy, cool weather.
That was such a fucking... I didn't, going into it, I didn't think about what a relief that would be.
Yeah, it was good. And then we saw a
Oh,
tattoo
for the listeners out there, the Pettit Center is basically like a Olympic ice skating place in Milwaukee.
we did some ice skating there.
Technically, I had some bastard on Facebook be like, technically it's West Dallas. I was like, it's Milwaukee County still, you cunt.
But we tried to beat the heat there, which was working for a little bit. I did some open skate hockey stuff, then we did some public skating, and we saw a woman with a tattoo of a Klingon child, Alexander Worf's son, on her arm.
Oh, yeah.
We started ribbing on a little bit, and Doug's just like, I'm going to hell. And this woman's walking by, she's like, why are you going to hell? Doug's just, I can't answer that right now.
She was like, did you just say you're going to hell? Why? I was like, I can't say it.
Was it the woman with the tattoo that asked you that?
No. Oh, it was so funny. She was like an outnumbered mom. She seemed like a really good sport, but she had
She had 3 kids. She was
three
trying to,
little boys to
She was
look
trying to
after.
get them all laced up.
So she's lacing up one of the kids, and she gets one foot on, and then starts lacing up the other one. She's pretty much done, and then one of the other sons comes up, and he's like, "That's my skate." She laced 2 different skates onto the youngest one. She's just like, God damn it.
Just hanging on by a thread.
And then when we left that place, my glasses literally fogged up from the humidity,
Oh,
the change in temperature. And then we did some electric skateboarding. But all right, so the beating the heat story. So it rained on the 4th, and my basement flooded a little bit. Yeah, my basement flooded a little bit. So I get a call at 6 a.m. from my downstairs neighbor. Hi, I don't have power, because I'm the maintenance guy. I'm just like, it's probably just
downstairs neighbor Deckard Kane.
Yeah, he's an old man. He's an old man. So I go to change his fuse, and it blows right away. And I'm screwing with this for 2 hours. We have the really old fuse styles. You have to screw these things in. I had to go to 3 different hardware stores to find replacements for this thing, and it was still blowing. It turns out he had an electrical short in his apartment unit, so that was a whole fiasco. But after that, I come home, I tell the girl, I need 5 minutes to myself. So I crack a beer. I'm sitting. The AC's running, and smoke starts pouring in from the AC unit, and I'm just like, is it literally that hot out inside that's condensation? So I go over, I turn it off, and I just look at her, and I said, I can't deal with this right now. I just need a couple more minutes. So she's making food, and then she comes back in, and she says, I was Googling it, and it sounds like the drain hole's clogged. So that should be pretty easy to fix.
Good girl.
That should be pretty easy to fix. So I get off the couch and I start working on this thing. A leaf must have fallen out of my gutter or something, gone into the AC unit and laid flat over the drainage hole. I had a 1/2 inch thick of water stuck in the AC, but it must have been sitting for a while, and it had turned to like that green algae, like pond scum. Like, it was disgusting. So like I tried to poke the drainage hole clear with like a Q-tip, and it was slime. Like, slime came out of it. Like, condensed
ectoplasm.
Fat. Yeah, like condensed fat. Like, not even green slime, like fat you get off ribs if you cleaned out like a rib tray or something. Yeah. It was so disgusting. So I had to pull the whole unit out. I thought about rinsing it off, so I tried that. It was just totaled. So I had to go buy a new AC unit, and I installed that today. I actually got one of the portable ones that you hook a...
You got the Cadillac.
You hook like a tube up to. It's way easier. It's not like completely window mounted. You just shunt a cable into the window.
Right. That sounds like the way to do it.
It is the way to do it.
Like the flex tube?
Yeah. The flex, like,
so you don't have
tubing.
to cover your entire fucking window in like garbage bags.
Yeah, because the seal was really bad because the unit that I used to have was so heavy it bent the window.
I was sitting at Stefan's place last weekend, like literally watching the outside breathe respirate via the bags,
because the window couldn't hold that AC unit I have. So it's actually really nice because the portable one, I actually was able to put the screen on and still have the AC unit hooked up to it, so I won't have bugs inside anymore. So it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of like a win, but man, that really sucked. Just the smoke started pouring in, and I was just like, oh fucking Christ.
Well, dude, just like getting home, like, all right, I need 5 minutes, and then that starts happening. Like, what the fuck else is gonna go wrong?
Please kill me. Hey, light it up. It is the 4th of July. Steve-O is over here on the 4th. And
getting buck.
He was like, what's that? There's like some rumblings. I was like, oh, it's just the fireworks.
Yeah, and I forgot it was the 4th.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have
but it wasn't
flashbacks
there? It wasn't the fireworks. It was the fucking thunder, man. It was fucking coming down. Holy shit.
From like 7:30 to 8, and it was torrential.
It struck like really close over here, dude.
That I like opened the door just to like, you know, it had been kind of like cooped up. Need to get some of that fresh, cool rain air in there, and had the fucking door open, just like flash. Like, I was like, holy fuck.
There's people sitting...
Yeah, there's people sitting down by the pool. They're like, nope, not ruining my 4th of July. They were literally sitting underneath the umbrella. They had the grill going. And I was saying, it was like, they probably just got out of the pool and were like, fuck it, I'm wet already.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a buddy come out from the suburbs because I got food with Sean and our buddy at an English pub because they didn't win the 4th of July, so they have to work. So he went and got English food. But he said he had to drive right through that. He said he couldn't see 5 inches in front of him. He said it was awful driving through that. And until he got ahead of the storm, it was terrible for him. And then it obviously caught back up when we were downtown eating. But
who needs to see? Everybody knows in America we all drive pickup trucks, and you can just run over anything. We just cruise in monster trucks in this fucking country, man. For real, you ever have one of those guys coming down just like a subdivision street or just like, you know, smaller side streets, and they have no semblance of space?
Yeah, they just take up everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot another great story about today. So I went to go pick up that AC unit. I actually went to Best Buy, which was kind of weird. But there was this couple pulls up in like a cube, you know, a very small car. And I see this attendant come out with like the largest big screen TV you can get. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that, like an 86 inch maybe?
90, I think they go to now.
Yeah. Really? So this guy,
dude, that's the projector screen is 120.
Okay,
like
so this was
corner to
this is
corner.
probably
That's
like
big.
86 then or something.
I want one.
This attendant is wheeling this thing out, and I got my AC unit on like a dolly, and the attendant's, that's not gonna fit. The woman did not want to hear that. She's like, "What do you mean that's not gonna fit? You didn't even try." He's like, "You have the smallest possible car. I cannot fit an 86-inch TV in there." And she's like, "What do you mean? You don't want to help me?
Rewrite physics for me, goddammit!
You're literally driving a toaster. Like,
So I'm just like watching this whole argument go down, and the attendant's just like, "I cannot do this. You're gonna have to figure out another way, because I'm not going to force this thing into your vehicle."
Right, I'm not
let
going to
me just bend it a little.
She's just like, "I thought you were gonna help me. What do you mean this isn't gonna fit?" I'm just
I actually,
just completely unaware
Fucking
of
people,
size.
when I had the Jetta, I replaced the toilet, and you know how I got that super deluxo toilet. Like that thing is.
It's got a bidet.
I wish it doesn't, but
Yeah, it
man,
washes your ass for you.
it sits higher than a standard toilet, and after like breaking my leg and having to sit on a commode, that's just like one of the little things in life. So I knew for a while I needed a new toilet, but I'm a foul bachelor, and I'm like, I'm not about to spend money on something for basically looks until like this thing is like dunzos, because I shit in it. You know,
We actually had that conversation.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I poop in this.
but you know, some people are like, they like their bathroom to look good, and to me, my bathroom is like, this is where I do just
Vile things.
Yes.
Vile and disgusting.
this is where the dirty stuff goes down.
so. I go to the Home Depot and I'm like, okay, these are my choices, because okay, basically the toilet had kind of like broken, and it was like the seal had basically come undone. So I was like in the position where I was like, I have to hire a plumber. I need to uproot this thing to fix the seal. I might as well take care of it now and like replace the fucking thing. So I'm looking at like all the toilets and I'm just like, ooh, I didn't think I was going to spend $300 on a toilet, but
I'm going to spend $300.
I want that one. So I bought the fucking Cadillac, like straight up. There was like,
it's got a water tank ornament on it.
to be honest, that toilet, like the handle mechanism, I need to like get an entire new one, because that thing fucking blows. And as soon as
It's a little damaged.
By
Something
first-
happened to it.
by first touch, I knew that thing was not going to last.
It's too bad. That's what you get with Cadillacs, though. Sometimes they have some parts that aren't up to par.
Well, you know, they use GM parts in them, so sometimes it's just generic motors.
So
I'm glad. Did you find a replacement toilet at the first store you stopped?
yeah, because honestly, it's not that fucking hard to decide what thing you're going to shit into.
Yeah.
Yeah. I on the AC unit thing though, I actually stopped at a couple different stores, because the first one I went to Home Depot, and they had, for some reason, they only had super tiny AC units. They'd only cool like 250 square feet. And then the one that they had that worked for me had weird plugs. It had 220 volt plugs or 220 amp plugs. So instead of having vertical prongs, they were horizontal. And I don't have outlets like that in my house. So I couldn't buy an AC unit at Home Depot. I ended up going to Best Buy and shopping around a little bit before I could find something that was going to even remotely work for me, which I thought was just bizarre.
The thing that really prompted it for me was I was kind of having like an average weekend, and I was in like a stupor, and my fucking neighbor is just like pounding on my fucking door. I'm just like, oh, fucking, this is one of the only times I've just was like covered in sweat, fucking drunk, in my underwear. I answered the door and I was just like, oh, hey Bobby, what's up? It's like, something's leaking into my shitter is leaking into his fucking
water
apartment.
in my apartment.
And I was like, oh fuck. So I was like, I need to take care of this now, because it's not really like it's affecting me, but it's going to potentially do
damaging
damage
somebody.
to his
Yeah.
house. It didn't really do any damage though. But the point of this story, what like made me think of this was the lady who couldn't get the TV into her
Into
car,
the Prius.
into the Cube.
Yeah.
You know, I had the Jetta at the time, so I bought this big ass toilet. I couldn't fit the box. So a good citizen who had just pulled up, he was like, "Hey, you need some help like lifting that thing in there or whatever?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Were you on crutches at the time? Too?
No. Oh, God. So
Hello,
basically,
citizen.
a random good Samaritan helped me tear the toilet out of my box, basically void the warranty. Actually, we made sure to like keep the box like
Semi-intact.
Is there a warranty on a toilet? I feel it's like underwear. You can't
Return it.
You're gonna be shitting in this thing, dude. Don't bring it back.
I feel like there is a bit of a warranty though.
Probably
like
just
there
like a
has to be.
satisfaction
A lot of
guarantee.
appliances just have
if
that.
it just fails. But
Just a satisfaction guarantee.
I don't know. I don't really think of a toilet as an appliance.
You will take the best shit of your life or your
It's gonna
money
feel,
back.
It's gonna feel good on your ass.
I guarantee.
You remember cushion toilet seats? What happened to those?
They were kind of disgusting.
They
Yeah.
were.
You know why? Because they're filled with fucking foam,
Yeah.
and the foam soaks things up.
Yeah, it was
Those
kind
are
of
pretty
gross.
cool, though.
Like grandparents always had that.
Yeah.
And you go sit on it and you just be like, at least it's not cold, but it's disgusting.
Right.
We had one of those up north. It was fucking awesome. And then it broke, and then we got the fucking cold ass plastic one.
Yep.
You know what I really like was a plus feature on that toilet is that you can pull the toilet seat cover, like where the latches are, and you can just pull the seat off. There's like these little like
Clips?
press fit clips.
Oh, yeah.
So you could just like pull it off, clean it up.
That's pretty cool.
That thing.
It's a modular toilet.
Now, one of the things I didn't think about, and how would you think about it, is that there is so much room in that toilet. Like it sits much higher.
Yeah.
So the chamber is much bigger. It still fills up with like the same amount of water though. So you just have all this space for poop. It fucking sprays everywhere, dude.
You're talking
my
to get
God.
splashback?
No, I wouldn't really say splashback, but it's like, holy shit. Like, this thing doesn't even, like, it has a chamber that just allows it to get everywhere, and it doesn't have the means to, like, clean itself every time. So you look at it.
It calls it the Cadillac of toilets, but it seems to have some core design issues.
It really encourages AOE effects on it. You know?
It's an engineering disaster. But yeah, man, that
What
I
about
love
you?
it. I hate it. I have some regrets. I have
What
some
a-
buyer's remorse.
What about you, Steve-O? What's going on in your week?
Yeah, I was
couple
thinking like
weeks.
we were kind of getting into toilets there. Not too much is new, man.
I mean, dude, if we can talk about toilets for fucking, we're going on 20 minutes now.
Of just toilet talk. By the way, I don't like my toilets high up. I like them lower to the ground.
Really? Your legs just go numb after a while.
You know,
Yeah,
I didn't
but
really
I-
notice how much. Like sometimes you
That's when
forget.
you get up and you get the wobbles and you're just...
Shithouse polio. That's what they call it.
Sometimes you forget the luxury of sitting high on the throne. You know, it's the Iron Throne.
I don't know, man. I like the low
And
down
I had
one.
to. I took a shit at your house this week, right?
Yeah.
That thing.
Yeah, that
was
one's
like-
high up too. I don't like it. Like when I was with
like
my
it.
ex, we had a low down one and it felt great, dude, because I could just maximum.
squat position. Get this man a squatty potty.
Yeah, dude. I totally want one of those, man.
That just
cut a
seems.
hole in the ground to your downstairs neighbor.
That's how they shit in India, dude. There's just like a hole in their bathroom.
I couldn't do it because I don't have the flexibility in my leg anymore, man. Like the Slavic squat, I can't do it.
Huh.
It's actually a little harder for me ever since I wiped out on that. The
You
one
lost some
wheel.
range of motion.
Yep.
It's gotten harder on me since I started drinking.
Yeah, balance issues.
No, it's my gut gets in the way. Guess I crack another one.
Oh Yeah, man, been scooting around skateboard adventures.
I had a good time doing that after the pettit on
Oh,
Saturday.
it was so fucking fun.
I got really hot though.
But holy shit, like it felt good while you were moving and you had the air just like in your face. But once we stopped and like got the stubbies, we were just like,
This was all a big mistake for me. And then I must have had heat exhaustion or something, so I just passed out.
but those girls were such sweethearts. She's like, you poor dumb sons of bitches. You rode your skateboards out here?
Would you ride him to the pettit?
I have, but I didn't
Oh.
that day. No. Stefan was gracious enough to pick me up in the morning. I was surprised. I had everything just good to go on the podcast. I had already like exported the video clips I was going to do, and I had them scheduled to post, and I had finished all that. And Stefan's like, "Are you awake?" Yeah, I've been up for a minute.
You want to go ice skating?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we had a good time.
Oh, it's fucking great. Got to watch our boy here.
Slap some shots?
I scored on this
Yeah.
dude's 5-hole twice.
But that goalie kind of sucked too.
Yeah. He said it was his like first time.
Friendly guy.
I have really bad puck control right now.
I think I'm starting to understand potentially how, like, I feel like as I learn how to pivot, I feel like that's the same kind of logic you have to apply to hockey stops.
Oh, the pivot turn, yeah.
I would feel like if I just like gave it a little bit more juice and did like a rapid pivot turn, you just like dig in. Baby steps though, man.
Yeah, I was doing a lot better out there though.
Dude, I could not believe.
I couldn't believe I left my water bottle at the front desk though. I was just like, I need water so bad. Doug, actually, this water bottle right here, there was this much water, and he was like, I got some water. I was just like,
I need more. I need a water full of water.
I honestly was just like, are you fucking kidding me? That's what I was thinking. You handed me it. It had like this much water in there. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Fucking
That's all I had at the moment.
I know, but I was just like, God damn it.
It's like,
Hey,
it
that's a
was
good
at
friend
least-
though, man.
Yeah.
It was at least enough to like wet your whistle.
Dick tease.
Yeah.
Good old dick tease Doug.
He filled it back up, and then we were good to go.
Filled it.
I was going to say Phil.
Tilt the fish. Gefilte fish.
Shirley, God rest her soul, the old Jewish neighbor. She
Yeah, you
didn't-
feel bad not going to that gefilte fish dinner?
I did go to the.
Oh, you did?
Actually, she didn't invite me over for gefilte fish. I did go over for an awkward dinner, and it was fucking awkward. But she's like, "Oh, I need the." And you would saying this almost like in this day and age seems so odd because we've come such a long way. Like, I feel like young people, even that are raised by like Jewish people like that, like they don't understand like this Jewish stereotype came from someplace very, very real. And I kind of like saw it in like media growing up, like, oh, gefilte fish and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, it's just like a stereotypical Jew.
Right.
And then it literally came out of my fucking neighbor's mouth. Like she said it verbatim. It's like, oh, I'll invite you over for some gefilte fish. Just old, democratic, lots of spunk. Fucking, I made the mistake of, assuming she was like an old lady who would like maybe go to church. And she's like, what? I don't got a church. I'm Jewish. Oh, yeah, but she passed earlier this year. We still got Shelly, though.
Yeah. Got a foghorn for that? I was thinking like a truck horn, just like keep trucking.
No, I was just kind of referring to Shelly's appearance.
Is that the wolf one?
What?
The neighbor? Shelly?
No.
They had like, it said wolf on their doormat or whatever.
Oh, no. That was, no, that's the Gabers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my next door neighbor, man.
All right.
Oh, it's been an interesting saga with them. Fucking good dudes, except I can't really say dude anymore because he's since transitioned.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it is. Like, honestly, I think as like an older person to like do that later in your life, you have to have some like proverbial balls.
Right.
Take
some
some
courage.
gusto to like
Yeah.
go through that, and it's like, especially at the late stage of your life, and especially in Milwaukee, because like a lot of the older folks in that age range, I think of like, you know, you listen to them in private after you get like 2-3 beers in them.
Right. Kind of
just
homophobic.
They're just rambling nonsense. Sorry, old people.
Yeah.
But sometimes you guys ramble nonsense.
Yeah,
Come on.
fuck you guys. You fucked up the housing market.
Like that's something that like some people look at. It's like, oh no, the big wigs fucked it up and stuff like that. It's like, yes, but it's also a result of like the bubble where like you built up real estate so much. Like that's where you stuck
Right.
your money in. Your perception of what your house was worth got away from what it was actually worth, or like what other people will pay for it, because that's like what a bubble is. It's just
Right.
like the perception that something is worth way more than it is, and it burst. But it had some, you know, it did had some like underlying factors as far as like what banks were doing for it. But I do think it's like unfair that people are like still hanging on to that stuff, and that's just become part of the culture. And older people have made it like impossible for younger people to buy a house
Yeah.
in the same manner that they did.
Like, there's no
Yeah,
more
now
starter
how-
homes.
Yeah, now how people are buying houses, like some of the people I know, they buy a house and they rent out the other rooms to friends.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically just like a frat house almost.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
But I mean, it's not. They don't party in it in that way necessarily all the
No, I
time,
got
but
you.
they use it as a way to pay it off.
It's a chill frat house.
It's an adult frat house. That's actually been one of the living alone. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, never again.
What? We got along good?
That's not what I'm saying. But like once you live alone, you
it's-
don't go back.
Yeah. Yep. All right. If you're feeling lonely out there, you know, just wait a little bit. We'll be right back.
So that's your podcast, huh?
You've been listening to Radio Loud. You can find us on Podbean at radioloud.podbean.com.
Or you can look us up, Radio Loud, on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher.
Or you can tweet us at Loud Podcast. Only use caps, please.
All caps when you spell my damn name.
Hello, mush brains. It's time for suggestion box.
Oh, I love it. So you want to go first? Should I go first?
I can start us off here. So, I have an addition to the Canadian CCU.
All right. Hey, bring that up so you can like sit up straight.
This one is a hero,
okay.
a Canadian well-known hero. The name of the hero is simply Celine Ladame.
Okay. And what does
So-
he or she do?
It's Celine Dion, but she's a
Celine.
dom.
Oh,
Celine Ladame.
clever girl, Stefan. Wow.
Clever girl.
So what? How does she work into the social sphere of the other CCU ones? Because, like, I feel like our main, like, I wouldn't call them the Justice League. Like, our Avengers that we are building up, they all used to be pretty much. We haven't said it, but they all probably were on a hockey team together. You know, because we have an enforcer. We
Is
have
Cheapskate A hero or a villain?
Cheapskate, actually, he was probably a hero to start out, and he became alienated.
I feel like Celine Ladame is the reason the flaky croissant can't hang out ever.
I mean, I'm sure she has some interrelationship kind of stuff. When it first came to me, all I could think of was Lasso of Truth from Wonder Woman.
Or she's basically like that dominatrix chick from Venture Brothers. What's her name?
You're talking about Molotov cocktease?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's French Canadian.
Yeah.
Very polite.
She's left over from the German invasion. She just kind of like...
She was hiding out this whole time.
And then she just wound up
She's
in
the
Canada
one that
somehow.
helps get things done.
Yes, let me assist you with hand job. Oh, I like that. We're gonna have to. Wasn't there one last week?
If there was, I don't remember.
Yeah, it couldn't have been too good. If
I think we
can't
just did,
fucking
I think we
remember
did the
it.
dad bracket last week.
Yeah, we did, but fuck, I have to make a point to keep updating the spreadsheet because I'm keeping track of all the CCU characters. This one we kind of came up with like last night. It's called Cop Uber Driver.
Like he's undercover.
Oh, man.
Kind of.
There's some good inspiration for it, too.
Not necessarily. Yeah, it actually like kind of resulted from like a situation we were in, but like nothing really serious happened or anything. But we were like standing outside of a bar waiting for our Uber driver, and we were trying to tell somebody, it's like, you probably shouldn't drive. Just like come with us, you know, we'll get you back to your car or whatever. Just play it safe. And we just like couldn't tell them to do that. And then like a cop drives by.
Yeah.
And we're like,
right as it happens.
No, like,
it's like,
four
dude,
drove by, dude.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get to.
Yeah.
And then like we were going to be like, you see? And then another one like drove by, and then another one, and it's like, dude, they're just waiting to pounce on this. It's bar closed.
They
and 4th of July.
encircle his car like a wagon, like a wagon pack.
So basically, you're outside of the bar waiting for your Uber driver, and a cop, after several of them roll by, pulls up, and he has the Uber in his windshield, and he's like, hey, I'm your Uber driver. I'm off duty.
So would you guys get in?
No, actually, it was, you called your Uber, and the cop pulls up, and he's like, I'm your Uber driver. He actually has a Lyft sticker in his window. He's just like, has that detail wrong. He's like, hey, he's like, you know, he's there to arrest you, basically.
I was
you
gonna
to
say,
county.
I feel like it's a serial killer thing. Like, you know how you hear those stories about like single woman up north somewhere, and they get pulled over by a fake cop, and then you know, I feel like that's how that would go for the average Joe. Just, this isn't even a real cop. They just bought a fucking Interceptor off of a police auction and then hooked up. They, you know, like the lights aren't even the right color. They're just like, one's orange and the other one's like
Green.
purple or yeah, you know, like the colors are
Like
all
city
fucked up.
worker colors
Yeah.
or some shit.
To be honest, dude, it's been a minute since I saw a Milwaukee Interceptor, like a, you know,
D-Tech?
Crown Royal.
Oh.
Crown Royal.
Yeah, I mean,
Crown
they
Vic.
totally
Crown
phased them
Vic.
out, but for the purpose of
They're all SUVs now.
for the purpose of the story.
That and Chargers.
Well, I don't even.
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
Yeah, I see a lot of SUVs, and then I actually don't see that many cops anymore because where I work, I see a lot of the big drug bus.
ICE.
Yeah, I see a lot of the big drug bus. I've actually seen a couple FBI stops. I don't know if you were here when I told this story, but one time I was leaving work, and there was a guy turning right, and he was actually completely boxed in by special agents, and they just all the special agents broke at the same time. They had him boxed in on the curb. He couldn't escape to the left because there was 3 cop cars. They had him boxed up against the curb, and they all just got out at the same time, full gear. And I'm just like, well, your day is fucked.
Well, there goes your week.
Yeah, just like your day is fucked.
I wouldn't say as just as day, man.
At least his week.
Yeah. And then there was another time I was leaving here. I was going east on Hampton, and there was a huge drug bust going on. It was actually your birthday. After I left, there was
420 weed bust.
Yeah, no, they were seriously. They pulled two guys over in a gas station. They were just pulling pounds of weed out of this dude's
Weeds.
top.
They're just
yeah. They're just pulling pounds of weed.
Your
though.
fucking sandbox,
We're
man.
landscapers.
They were pulling pounds of weed out of this dude's SUV and putting it into their SUV.
Yeah, they probably put it back out into the market.
Hey, smoke up, boys.
Dude, wasn't there like a hostage situation over here not too long ago?
Yeah,
that
we
shit
had
was
we had
crazy.
mentioned that on here. Yeah, they're like the street was like shut down, and
Shit's popping off over here, dude. You got cops speeding,
Yeah,
dying.
they had the crazy man who just cracked after a hard day of work. He didn't get his 5 minutes to himself, and he just lost it.
That
God bless
that
you,
could have been
Brittany.
you. The air conditioner goes up.
Yep.
It just snaps. You and this fucking dog.
here's my impression of Steve-O earlier playing WoW.
Do it.
He's just got that thing set up.
Did
to
you play
spam.
Neverwinter yet?
Yeah,
That game sucks. That game's bad.
I think
It has-
it's like a breath of fresh air the way it like handles, but I haven't gotten far enough into it where it's like, does it have a multiplayer community?
The PvP that I did not enjoy. I like their leveling system, but they're just the game's just not that good. I'm not gonna keep playing it. I played it to level 20, and I'm just like, I've done.
Wow, you got far.
I've been playing Overwatch, dude.
Really?
I just recently got it, and I fucking love it.
Now,
dude.
I was going to mention to Stefan, I did mention it to you that
The new hero.
I did mention the new hero.
I was just like, that's dumb.
what the
he's so
hamster?
cute.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
Let's sell some porg
I love
plushies. That's what it is. They're gonna have plushies
Yeah.
all over.
That's basically what the census is that they probably just made that to sell a bunch of fucking
Here
merch.
comes the death hamster.
But honestly, I like
need
the
R6,
concept of
dude.
him. The concept of him is he left the moon with Winston, the big scary ape, because they're experimenting.
No,
on
I do
monkeys
like
that made him smart. So
I
that-
do like the story, but it's just like
but
I don't like that aesthetic. I don't like Overwatch's aesthetic anymore.
Steve-O, he
Or how it plays.
he basically like left the moon with Winston, and his little thing he moves around in is an escape pod.
Oh,
And he crashed in Australia, and he's like part of Roadhog and Junkrat's little fucking
Oh,
like
fuck
Mad
yeah,
Max
dude.
junker crew.
He's part of their crew.
That's I don't know if like he actually was like with them in that aspect.
If he's part of their crew, he gets +1 because
I love
was.
Roadhog.
But that's
Yeah,
what they're
Roadhog was
saying
my
is
favorite.
he like that's like he made his like little escape pod out of just like junk into a mech because
Okay.
he's super smart.
He gets one point for that.
And he can understand people who are talking to them,
But
but
he can't respond.
he can't speak.
oh shit.
Yeah, you play
Himself.
Roadhog though.
Yeah,
Yeah, that dude used to be able to pull and one-shot people. He can't do that anymore.
dude, I love Roadhog.
Yeah, he's the tits. He was my favorite tank because he could save healers and engage.
Yep.
Yeah, but they like fucking
Nerfed him.
nerf the shit out of him. I don't know. I'm on R6. It's a lot less insta reward just off your abilities because Overwatch you're instantly rewarded for your ability.
Right.
And then that mercy meta really fucked it up, so I'm really off that game. But maybe I'll come back just to play with you.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
like it is still fun. Like if you just want to hop in,
I
Yeah,
can
it's
see the
fun,
replay value to it.
and that's always like the way I saw the game is that there was no story. It
No.
was just like a game that had a very fun mechanic that you could just play over and over and over again. And I never really desired to like get like super good at it. I just liked playing it because literally everybody has it. You can jump in it with anybody. If you don't have Overwatch,
What the fuck are you doing?
Buy Blizzard Games. Buy Blizzard Games. Buy Blizzard Games.
say that.
Sponsor,
80 times
sponsor,
faster.
sponsor.
Sponsor us, Blizzard.
Send us garbage. We'll wear it on. Or wear it on video. But what game was I just gonna bring up? Not Rainbow Six.
I also suggested to Steve-O that he pick that up if he sees it
Yeah,
on
it's a
sale.
good game. You can buy it for like the cheap starter edition and then work your way up too. I wouldn't
Trap
recommend
edition.
it. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, but that's what I did.
That's what I did.
Oh man, what game was I just going to talk about? Well, that idea just died.
Next read. PTSD FUD. So basically, Elmer Fudd as he's actually a vet, and he it leads into something, but the idea originally originated as like he's like a madman.
Too bad Arlie Ermy died, dude. He'd be perfect to play that.
Yeah.
Live action Warner Brothers.
So
dude.
what are you saying? Like Bugs Bunny dressed up with lipstick gives him me make you horny, love you long time flashback?
So that was interesting that you suggested Arlie Ermy because what we had talked about was casting Ted Nugent as Elmer Fudd. Because he would be that guy. I watched him on Rogan's podcast for like 20 minutes this past week, and that guy is a fucking
I told you he's a mess.
Insane dude. Oh my god.
He will put you in a
Because we were talking about
stranglehold.
the weeks he probably went over this, but weeks before we were talking about how he adopted like an underage kid to basically make his love wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
you
I mean,
you
I
knew that
years
probably,
ago. Yeah.
so like I talked with Stefan about that because he had some Ted Nugent come on, and I was like, is this the new
I like Stranglehold.
Yeah.
Like Ted Nugent had some good stuff, but even before he married that or adopted that girl to make love to, he had a song that came out and it was like 13 and under or some shit. It was
Whoa.
I don't remember the exact song track title, but
So to get
just messed up.
to get a barometer on what the people were saying about this like interview with him, because for a little bit like he made a little bit of a sense, like when he was talking about like
He always starts out with just like I got a little bit, but it just derails.
Yeah,
A lot of that stuff
once
happens.
he like derailed into politics, and it's like, oh my god, you're fucking crazy, I can't listen to this anymore, I have to turn this off.
Isn't that how that typically goes with those kind of people though? You get hooked in for like a couple lines and then you're just like you are spiraling out of
Right.
control.
Yeah,
He's one of those people who have a world war in them. Like,
Anyway,
don't give
though-
this guy a platform.
Anyway though, can either of you do an Elmer Fudd voice? And can you say this can you say can you say I love lady boys in a an Elmer Fudd voice?
I don't know, man.
my neighbor's trans, man, come on.
It was for the sake of the read.
Oh, I know, but that made it funnier.
I love lady boys.
I mean, there was this gag in Tiny Toons Adventures that they're doing like these like music videos, and at the end of it, they were gonna have Madonna on, and at the end of it, it was like, oh, we said Fudd Donna, and it was like Elmer Fudd dressed up as Madonna.
I love that.
Oh,
What was
my
that? That was
God,
from Looney
dude.
Tunes? Oh, that stuff was the best. That must have been like the
No,
same
Tiny
era.
Toons Adventures.
Oh, Tiny Toons, yeah. Tiny Toons is great. It has that whole like Tiny Toons Freakazoid, that whole like Warner Brothers aesthetic from that.
Right.
Or
Pinky and the
their-
Brain.
Yeah, their comedy from that
Animaniacs.
era is just so hilarious.
I was a big Pinky and the
that's,
Brain fan.
that's what makes you a millennial.
One of the things I
You
think
like
about.
Tiny Toons.
We're gonna go from jovial memories of cartoons. I used to come home from school and watch Pinky and the Brain every day because it was on. And I remember when Columbine happened. I got home and I was just like, I was very young. I was like, the fuck is this shit? Pinky and the Brain ain't fucking on. God damn it.
That spun out of control really quick. Settle down, Nugent.
Oh, so back to this. What I wanted to say is like I started reading some of the, and you never want to do this. You never want to read the YouTube.
Don't
comments.
read the comments.
But I kind of wanted to see if people had the same idea that I had, where it was like Ted Nugent seemed interesting for a little bit, but then his craziness kicks in, and I had to turn it off. So I started reading through some of the comments, and some of them were like, wow, I actually thought Ted Nugent was insane. That was kind of interesting. And it like went with that for a couple of the comments. And then somebody said what I had come there to read basically is like, Ted Nugent is fucking insane. And then it had like some nested comments, so I opened that up, and like people were just like shitting on this guy, and I had to dig a little bit further, and essentially what I had thought about it. Somebody said, it's like, oh, just keep in mind all these people are shitting on you defending a known pedophile.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that. When you read the comments on stuff like that, every time I do that, all I can think to myself is, this person could be next to me, like on the bus or in some public setting. Just like, you are. I disagree with you. That's, it's just like to a baseline effect a lot of times where it's just like, you could just be next to me. You could be the person next to me. And it's just like, I can't believe sometimes that's how you feel, that you agree with this pedophile.
That's the thing, though. It just blows my mind that with a lot of the shit that's come to light recently, with like the positive and the negative of the Me Too movement, it giving like a platform for victims to speak out, and then it like degrading into like a witch hunt.
Yep.
Basically, these people like had their careers just.
The decapitated thing.
Yeah.
Again. Yeah.
Just like the and you were probably talking about like Decapitated the band, and I was thinking more like
Decapitating them.
yeah. in a sense, you have some people who are basically just like in one fell swoop, their career was decapitated. But where is that for Ted Nugent? Can't we just all remind ourselves
Right? Like, I don't know,
about that?
There's two
How
edges.
is he still going?
There's two edges to this. First, well, one point of this is Ted Nugent is like a big voice for like hardline conservatives that kind of back him a little bit, even if he is just crazy.
I thought he was like more libertarian.
But like, there's also that whole thing where it's keeping the music separate from the person's ideals.
Yeah, but fuck that.
Yeah,
like, if he's a pedophile, don't support his fucking music.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about his music. I was talking strictly as like him being on a platform to fucking talk about his craziness, and him being given TV shows and shit like that.
What's crazy is there's people that think like him.
It goes well beyond.
Well, yeah, it goes with that whole like Alex Jones style. Just like, this is redonkulous. Except Ted Nugent is just redonkulous. He's not putting on an act like Alex Jones says he is, even though I don't believe him.
Ted Nugent used to have a reality show where he hunted people. Like it was like an elimination thing.
Right.
And
the most dangerous game.
Hold on, I want to see the trailer for this.
As a fucking kid, I thought like just seeing the fucking it was like a shot of Ted Nugent. He was in a fucking scout helicopter, and he had one of those
remember that.
fucking guns with like the balls on the ends of the nets. And he's just like swooping over a field, and he's flushing out the people.
It's called
like,
the second most dangerous game.
It's basic. I don't know. It's been a minute, but basically Ted Nugent gets to hunt the people.
That picture of Ted Nugent. Okay, let me see if I can.
I got a
I'm gonna look into this a little bit, and then I'll see if I can get a video of this.
We're fucking going full Nugent,
dude.
We're going full Nugent this episode.
I wish I could play Stranglehold in the background while I search for this.
He looks like a fucking psycho in that picture.
Because Ted Nugent is a psycho.
I got this bow and arrow. I'm gonna get you.
So it like sucked me in as a kid, because in the commercial he basically is like in a helicopter with a net gun, just like taking out somebody trying to run away from him. I was like, hey, that looks like some entertainment there.
Right.
But I did watch a couple episodes back when it was actually on TV, and it quickly devolved into like Orange County Choppers, like reality TV show drama, you know?
There's not enough humans to hunt.
It's like, okay, why couldn't you have just like taken the concept and just done that instead of like trying to make like a overarching elimination story of betrayal? They took like the Survivor format where like they tried to like make some like politics about the people and like some sort of like betrayal.
All right, does this
committee.
does this name sound right for the show? Runnin' Wild from Ted Nugent.
Contestants display survival skills was a nightmare. Yeah. It was a nightmare.
I'm gonna just preview this real quick. Don't patch it in yet.
All right. Oh, but fucking Ted
I remember this.
All right, yeah, it's it. Let's do it.
This is it.
Yeah,
All
we're
right,
patching her in.
patch this in. Here we go.
Running wild from not with, from Ted Nugent.
The game is called Running Wild from Ted Nugent. That is exactly what's going to happen. The second
Holy
challenge,
shit.
the hunt. For the next 24 hours, the contestants will be running
So,
wild from me, right here
This
on
came
my
from
sacred hunting
trying to
ground.
put Ted Nugent as an Elmer Fudd archetype. Because on this interview with him, he basically talked about how he had like some rare breed of trees growing in his like estate in Michigan because
Meth trees?
he intentionally goes out and destroys varmint every day.
Did you see the traps he had laid?
Were they
I'm
bear
gonna go
traps?
back a little bit, but I actually kind of want to watch this.
No, you can't let him suck him in. You can't get sucked in.
No,
man.
this is what everybody wants to see. The ultimate hunt. Ted Nugent thinks he's the predator.
I mean, he is.
Look at his traps.
Sexually.
You seeing those
He's a
traps?
sexual predator.
His duck houses are the safe houses. I feel like Ted though would just be waiting outside the safe house, like they have to come out at some point, just like cheap as fuck.
I find him.
Yeah, you gotta shit sometime, Jimmy.
Snap them all. So they better be cocked, locked, and ready to ride.
James Hetfield?
Because I am.
Fat boy.
Okay.
If they could combine this with Naked and Afraid, I would get
Oh my
into it.
god.
This is where the varmints are staging for the biggest.
He just called them varmint.
Yeah, this is where the varmint are staging.
But like I was saying, he has like trees that grow on his property because certain pests, varmint, destroy it, which we think is
And he
like
shoots
cute. Yeah, he just goes out and fucking shoots them.
They know that Uncle Ted
Like he
will be
was
a
unabashedly just talking about how he goes out and just kills them.
I mean, that's cool. I don't really mind that. But when you're out there, I don't really mind going out and killing like squirrels and shit or whatever is destroying the stuff that you like
Right.
on your property. As long as you're not
Well, there's the thing.
turning
This
on like endangered species.
Yeah, like, I wonder how many humans he's killed.
This rare form of tree started doing this as a result of his desire to kill. He didn't go out and like plant these trees and then kills the varmint because he likes these trees. He likes to kill. Just go out and kill shit.
And because those varmints aren't there, the tree sprung up.
Yeah. That's
Ted
why.
Nugent caught you on the deer cam.
I hate that. I remember that thing.
Be very quiet.
Is this a whole episode?
I'm a haunted
Those traps.
We're hunting humans.
Ted's just fucking with him though.
When I saw Miranda, I knew I had
Wascally
40
human.
yards gap to cover, and she's young and she's fast and she's athletic.
Does Ted have
He's
to
a
wrestle?
fucking pervert!
Does
she
Ted have to
underage?
wrestle him to the ground,
Is she
or
still under
He's like,
18?
she's young.
does Ted have to wrestle him to the ground, or like does he just shoot him?
He gets him with a net.
Trank.
What are you gonna do, Ted? Run! He's chasing a young, supple blonde through the woods. For our listeners who can't see this video,
Jesus.
I'm gonna get you.
I mean, you can feel the adrenaline in the music.
oh, he shot the net gun.
He missed. He missed.
No idea my dad could run that fast.
You can outrun an old man,
Oh my
but I
god!
have a long range.
That doesn't count.
All right,
She's not netted.
it's time to move along.
She's not netted though.
Going-
She's good to go.
Way too far down the Nuge hole.
He must be exposed for what he really is.
A pedo.
Chasing down young blondes.
Accused.
I'm gonna
pedo.
get ya.
Ooh, I'm gonna get ya.
I don't know. Stranglehold's still a great song, but Ted,
Yeah, it is.
you should shut your mouth.
Ted, just shut up and let the classics play.
All right, moving on.
You got another read?
Yep. I actually had more than last week. This is from last night. It's called Whammy Bar Puss Puss.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'll let you continue. I got another read after this.
Okay. So Whammy Bar Puss Puss. Me and Steve-O were at the bar up the street, Rock Country, the fucking lame ass country bar that replaced the comedy club.
The rock and country bar, Doug.
This is the second or third time we've gone.
So you guys went
there.
in there. What? And the read is.
Guess what? It was empty.
Like it always is.
Yeah.
So what was the read though?
Excuse me.
Comedy
Whammy
puss?
bar puss puss.
Okay, gotcha.
So I prefaced that. So we went to the bar.
Yeah,
We
the bar
did
that's always
not-
empty.
We did not go to the strip club because that shit sucks.
We did not go to the strip club.
So we're standing outside, getting a little fresh air, and we just hear off in the fucking, like, the distance.
Wee! Like impact wrenches, dude.
Yeah, an impact drill. And I was like, did somebody, like it literally sounded like somebody was, it was like a woman going, "Wah!" And I was like envisioning a stripper with a whammy bar in her pussy because we were right by the fucking thing.
I was like, dude, are they fixing fucking cars inside of the strip club?
They got a chop shop down
They
down
ain't
below.
even stripping down there, dude. They're taking wheels off shit.
The outlaws have moved back in. The game is going.
Oh man, we had some fucking dude start some shit with an outlaw.
That was interesting to see.
Say this.
That dude almost got his.
Say this story. Tell this tale. At the
We're
same
not
bar.
going to name names
At the same bar?
or anything like that. We're at Sabat.
Yeah, and I mean, they were just being themselves, and his drink was clearly there. He came in and kind of pushed his way back in because people had occupied the space.
Yeah, honestly, he had basically just he had
Stepped out for a smoke.
Yeah, stepped out for a smoke, and the bar pretty much had people sitting all the way around it. I went in there, ordered my drink. Rob came behind me and ordered his drink. This dude came back, and Rob didn't start shit with him, but Rob basically got grabbed by this guy and was like, "Get the fuck out of the
Yeah.
fucking seat."
And they were just being.
So Rob just he let it go. We went back, did his thing.
But then there was this short dude that kept mugging him up and down. And they were like, "You have a fucking problem and shit." And I'm just like, this dude is about to get fucking wrecked.
The little dude?
Yeah. Man, dude. Oh.
So he was kind of looking to Steve-O, because he knows him,
yeah.
but he was kind of looking at him you
Because
see
we know
this
each
shit?
other. He's trying to you gonna help me out or something? And I'm like, no, you're on your own. Fuck you.
I was here for a drink. I'm not trying to get a fight,
Right,
dude.
dude? Fuck that. I'm just trying to fucking take it easy, dude.
Take it easy.
Oh, that was after we walked there from Summerfest.
Sabatic's that close?
It's 2/3 of
I
a
guess
mile.
I've never been there, so what do I know?
It's a 20-minute walk. It's Walker's Point.
We went to Sabbatic both to continue our night, but with the intention of getting picked up from there to get away from the surge pricing.
Yeah.
The surge.
Snap into a Slim Jim!
Escape the surge.
You want to do your read? Because I have another one, but I think I'm going to say
Oh, my read?
because we filled some time.
I don't know if I can do this. This is a VIP club dad fight.
All right. So last
Burt
week,
Gummer versus Ted Nugent.
Oh, damn! I'm gonna have to go with Gummer on that one, up and down, man. Dude,
He's got the HK.
I actually called it at Summerfest. I was like, Burt Gummer over there, and Steve was like, who the fuck is that? And I was like, the fucking gun nut from Tremors, and he's like, oh! He literally walked by a guy at Summerfest that looked just like Burt Gummer, dude.
It probably was him.
If only.
Although if you actually go Google the actor for that, he looks nothing like that. He's totally unassuming. You'd never expect
Right?
it to be him. But Burt Gummer over Ted Nugent?
Yeah.
Because he's my boy.
Nuge hunts humans on reality TV.
Gummer hunts graboids.
Exactly, dude.
Ass blasters. And he's got the HK.
Fucking Nugent wishes he could be
Front
Gummer.
yard broad day with the HK.
So Burt Gummer goes into his own tree because that's VIP dad fights.
And this is actually starting because Gummer got word that Reba I'm fucking around with the Nugent.
She just loves them gun nuts. Man.
She loves the gun
What's
nuts.
what's
like in a sexual way.
What's just a bizarre cameo, and I really wish Burt Gummer had showed up in the sitcom Reba. Just like, I was your super ex-husband like 3 times ago. Like just one episode, like they just meet in a bar, he drops one line, and that's it. That's all I would have needed.
They missed a golden opportunity there.
It's like, oh, you're sleeping with Reba? I loved her too once.
All right, Gummer advances.
To the finals. He's already in the finals.
You know what?
What is it?
I think this is strictly a political thing because if I'm like refereeing that, and I'm just gonna be like, look the other way. Oh, did you win? Did you win yet? It's like, and Nugent would just be over there, be like, "Are you seeing this? Come on!"
I'm calling Alex Jones.
All right, let's take a break. So come out to the coast. We'll have a few laughs. We'll do a podcast. It'll be fun.
You've been listening to Radio Loud.
If you want to find us on multiple media platforms like YouTube, just type in Radio Loud, you big dummy. Or you can find us on Google Play, Stitcher, or Podbean at radioloud.podbean.com.
Questions, criticisms, if you would like to get on the show, add us at Loudest Podcast on Twitter.
Tinfoil fans, we have some big news coming up. We are going to be having a race between your two beloved hosts, Sean Sullivan and Dougie Delph,
Just to finally see who is
the most fit of them all.
not that, just who is your favorite and best host. I've been loving that. That's why I wanted Steve-O to come up with something earlier to like intro us in, because me and Sean have kind of been going back and forth shitting on each other as to like who can get the jump on the intro, and we always like approve of ourselves and call the other
Terrible.
asshole.
So, last week after the podcast, we did a little swim, and Sean got in the pool. He cramped up a little bit. He got out for a little bit, and then he jumped back in. We treaded water. We threw the ball a little around, played some 500, some old school games.
Yeah, what I was
And we
like
came back
suggesting-
inside. We came back inside, and Sean wanted to leave because I think around that time was what, like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Sean wanted to get some food, and Doug said, "You just need to train your body to burn glycogen."
No, glycogen.
Glycogen.
It's basically like sugar stores.
Right.
And you said you didn't get hungry. And this whole thing kind of just spun out of control until they both were talking about doing a race between each other. And I said, this is great. We'll do it. So I'm going to have them race down, I think they're going to race a stretch of the Oak Leaf Trail, and then I'm going to take them to Adventure Rock, and then they're going to climb. So what's going to happen is they're going to race. They're going to get a little cool down period. I'm going to take their times from the race, and then they're going to go to Adventure Rock. They're going to climb the rock, come back down. I'm going to time that, and then I'm going to take them to the Lincoln Park swimming area. I'll pay for that. I think it's like a couple bucks, and then I'll have them you could come back here.
Right.
But you guys will swim a couple laps. I'll get a time on that, and we'll see who wins. And whoever wins gets to hit the other one with a giant dildo. Then I'm going to go purchase.
Can I have the dildo after this?
I was just gonna say.
I got to see how big of a dildo I can get, though, because I'm picturing, like Saints Row, like baseball bat
Oh, yeah.
size.
Those are definitely real.
Yeah.
With that, a kind of a segue into something a mother had asked me at work, like her son wanted Saints Row, and I was like, "How old is he?" And he's like, 14. I was like, "I played the original Saints Row, back then. It's probably okay. It's like, it's vulgar, but it's funny."
The original Saints Row was
But then
kinda
I
serious.
thought about it for a second. No, it wasn't. It was
The
just
very
like
first
off the
one?
rails.
3 was
It was supposed to
raunchy.
be a Dave Chappelle game.
really.
Yeah. There's actually a Dave Chappelle was supposed to be like a writer for it. and it just like kind of evolved. I think this was like at the end of like the Chappelle show series when he kind of disappeared. But mother asked me like, should I get my son Saints Row 3 or 4, whatever it was. I was like, yeah, it's like, it's crude, but it's funny and he'll be all right. But then I remembered there's the big dildo bat in
Snakes and dildos.
Yeah.
And I went back to her the next day. I was like, I don't know. I like told her about that specifically. And I was like, maybe you shouldn't.
You should have just doubled down on it.
Oh, you know what? I forgot the best part about the swimming story was, so these guys were getting into whose body is at peak performance, basically. And so they were in the deep end, obviously treading water for an extended period of time.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And Doug had to get a pool noodle because I mean, you just can't tread water indefinitely.
I like how you put it. Like I'm the one who got tired first. Sean wanted to just not do that. Period.
But I mean, you got a pool
tuckered
noodle.
myself out
You were the
first.
only one that got.
All right,
a pool
hold on
noodle.
though. Hold on.
That was after I wore myself the fuck out.
They're talking about whose body is at peak performance. Doesn't Sean only have like one lung?
Yeah, no, but this all, like I said, this all just spun out of control.
This
Everyone
is
was-
what I said to him in the pool that I think kind of started this. It was like, Sean, you might be a lot skinnier than me, but I'm in better fucking like shape than you
It's on,
are.
dude. This is gonna be a big deal. So we're gonna have to take some cameras out. I think I might be able to get an assistant, and we'll.
So, Steve-O, as a third party
It's
and
gonna
not
be a
biased,
disaster.
what place your bet? Me or Sean?
I'm putting my money on Doug.
Okay.
Just like kind of looking at it. You better
Put your money on me.
I don't want to put it out there and take sides, but
Also,
I'm gonna put
Sean-
my money on Doug.
Who you thinking? Who you think is gonna?
Who, me?
Yeah,
He doesn't want to say. He doesn't want to say.
I have to be a completely indifferent party, and I am completely indifferent. I am
fair
down.
and unbiased.
Yeah, I am just down to see what ensues. I'm picturing some wheezing, some chest grabbing, a little bit of, ooh, this is not feeling
Can
so
I
good.
be there for this? Sean's gonna ask me for a cigarette.
Yeah, you want to come?
No, dude. Okay, what I'm
You
gonna
want
do?
to come out because I'm gonna need another camera guy to keep up
Yes,
with
I am there,
another
100%.
racer.
Just for the cameras, I'm gonna ask you for a cigarette, and you guys got to get a shot of me with a fucking cigarette, just fucking sucking one down.
I used to do that while skating.
Dude, I got this.
There's
no way Sean's gonna fucking beat me on foot.
who knows.
I
What's
know
gonna
I
happen.
got the fucking
Dude, Doug
race.
has a gym right downstairs.
I know. He's gonna train
But
up.
do I use it?
He's gonna train up. I don't even care. I'm just excited to see where this goes because it was the conversation that happened between them was so ridiculous and hilarious. I wish we had captured it.
Yeah. So it's kind of like the whole fucking like save Bert Kreischer thing.
You know what I need
know?
to get though before we start the race? I need to get like 360 shots of your guys' bodies without shirts, just like
Ultimate Warrior.
yeah,
shit.
just like Sean. He'll be doing like the T, and I'll 360 the camera. Doug, you'll do the T. I'll 360 the camera around you to get like the full body shot. Just like this is peak performance.
What we need, yeah, let's make like an actual like edit of this, like. So what we really need is we need a lazy Susan for us to stand on, so we can just the camera can be stationary and we can rotate.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be good. It is gonna
great,
be good,
dude.
We need
Yeah,
just
next
like
month
analysis
is gonna be a big
sounds and shit like that.
I'm gonna be at a desk like, and coming in from the race, reporting live.
Sports desk. We're all pink on the inside.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right.
So back to the regular format.
next topic. Are we going to do music or news?
I think we should do some music
All right.
and see where it takes us.
Did you remember what you were going to do, Steve-O?
Nope.
Did you get to listen to some music this week?
I have a pick, but I didn't listen to any of it. Like I have something that I wanted to
Seth,
suggest.
I know that you said you were ready to delve into some music, so I was curious to see what you had found.
I was just kind of commenting on how like the past couple weeks I just kind of pulled something out of my ass at the last second, and I did that again.
Well, why don't you pull something out of your ass? Because I have an album that just came out today.
Mine isn't necessarily new. but it is like kind of one of my favorite formats of music. Not necessarily the style, but the way it's done. It's a guy named Rob Clouth, who is, I would say he's like similar to Aphex Twin. He's nowhere near as well known. He is not well known at all, to be honest. I stumbled upon him through a English person on Facebook, and he had known somebody that Rob Clouth had teamed up with to make this kind of funny video about the the boots and cats, making fun of
cats and boots.
They made like a video it's the one that's like boots and cats and boots and cats and leather boot, leather boot, leather boot, leather boot, leather boot, leather boot, knee high. They did that one together. So Rob Clouth did the engineering. This other guy was like kind of like a acoustic singer-songwriter comedy, and they just like teamed up for this thing.
And it was a smash.
So I actually
a monster mash.
That one went. That video actually went viral. It was like a good strategy for like both of them because I checked them both out because of it. And Rob Clouth is like
the better of the two. I'm just kidding.
Well, like one's funny. Rob Clouth is like obviously somebody who's just like gone insanely deep into creating odd electronic music, which I love. And as a format, I was saying it's one of my favorite formats where the format basically is punishment, melodic reward, punishment.
Yeah, you like that.
I
Dirty
feel,
boy.
I feel like it enhances...
Daddy boy.
It enhances melody where you have something that's maybe like ambient or actually like has some musicality to it after you've been sat through something that is kind of like...
Grating.
It would turn somebody
it's grating.
off.
It's unappealing at first look.
So if like you can't get past that, you don't get to listen to the reward. Like if you did it to the average person, like the average like radio listener,
that's how
they would just be like, "What is this? I can't get through this. This is disgusting."
That's how that Gorguts thing was. That's why I'm really curious to see if you get around to listening to that.
So I would say another artist that has a very similar thing has pulled it is Dillinger Escape Plan.
Yeah.
They do that a lot where it's just non-melodic insanity, and there is like little to no musicality as far as like melody goes. It's just like chaos. It's like structured. It's very impressive.
Yeah, maybe it is there, but it's hard to discern.
And then they have these interludes where it's like these fucking crazy, like cool, melodic, ambient.
Totally.
And it just like, whoa, where did this come from? And it enhances it so much because
the stuff you were listening to before is, like I said, it's grating and hard to digest.
It's like a dark color next to a bright color makes a bright color look brighter because of the contrast.
Yeah.
And it's like, through music, like doing the same kind of principle.
Yeah, man, I'm really curious to see, because I reviewed that Gorguts album, Obscura, a while ago, and that their stuff is very similar to that, where the first couple times I listened to it, I was like, is this Doctor Strange or Ant-Man's journey through the quantum realm? Like, this stuff is so bizarre.
Right.
And then it's like, it's just kaleidoscopic views of colors. It's so hard to process all at once. Once you go through it a couple times, it makes a little more sense. And then there are definitely parts to calm your ears, like the melodic ambient stuff. But if for the Gorguts stuff, it was still rough and not necessarily as refined as you'd hope for an average listener.
Right.
But
that's one of the key points about the format that I like, is that it turns off the average listener.
Yeah.
It's like even people you would think would probably like it or an aspect of it, it's like you have to get through this part first.
You have to go through it all.
You have to tread through the muck.
Yeah.
The mucky.
It's like staring into the warp, you don't understand it right away. It's just fucking arms reaching out at you and maybe slapping you a little bit, but there's
punch it,
something there.
baby.
Yeah, there's something there.
Punch a baby.
So the artist is Rob Clouth. The album is called Hidden Structures.
What a fitting name.
It's
From your immediate description.
I was actually going to go into that. The hidden structures thing actually has more to do with like some polyrhythmic stuff, because like a polyrhythm is basically based around like ratios and stuff like that, where you have a meter of a song that is moving along, but then you have other meters happening simultaneously. So that is like a very prominent theme throughout the whole thing. And it also just like does it's like these like little structures that like start out it's like a crescendo of just like rhythmic stuff. There's a lot of non-melodic stuff. There's a lot of sound design in it that if you have headphones on, it really like kind of like tickles your ears in a very unique way. So there is value in the stuff that is grating if you can appreciate how hard it is to actually sit down at a computer and design.
Yeah.
So
maybe I'll check that out.
Rob Clouth, Hidden Structures.
Maybe I'll check that out next week. It sounds fun. Ooh, my album. So I have Immortal's new album. It just came out today. I listened through it 6 times today. It's called...
Wow, that's a lot of times.
Yeah. Well, it just came out today, and I got the dates wrong. I thought it was supposed to come out last month, but it came out this month on the 6th. It's Immortal. It's called Northern Chaos Gods. So Immortal is... They're a black metal band from Norway.
Of course.
Yeah. But I feel like I've been doing pretty good. I don't review
Stefan,
review just black metal.
What's the difference between heavy metal and black metal?
Satan. But Immortal doesn't really do the Satan shtick.
Are they a Christian black metal band?
No, if I had to describe Immortal, they're like the fun uncle at the funeral that lets you drink underage.
At the funeral?
Yeah,
I thought you were
because
gonna say under the
it's
coffin.
black metal, so it's a funeral, and they're just like, "Oh, you're underage. We'll give you a beer." Like, they started out kind of grim, and then they had their frontman Abbott, who is probably one of my most liked frontmen right now. He's just a goofy dude, but he left the band. They had some disagreements, which was very interesting to hear about, because he had actually married one of the other guitarists. The other guitarist's singer at the time, his name's Demonaz. So it was Demonaz.
Demonaz.
Would you like to know more?
Demonaz, Doom Occulta, and Abbott Doom Occulta. Like, they formed the band together, and Abbott played bass, Demonaz played guitar, but Demonaz got tendonitis, I think, after their 4th album release, so he couldn't play guitar anymore. So Abbott, for a little while, was pulling double, if not triple duty. There's one album where he recorded everything.
Nice.
He did bass, guitar, and drums. I really like Abbott. He's a fun guy.
Am the Senate.
And he's got that multi-instrumental talent, but they had a falling out. Abbott has left, so the aunt and uncle...
Abbott is not on this one?
Nope.
Okay.
So Abbott left the band, so the cool aunt and uncle got a divorce, and now I get 2 Christmas gifts from each of them. Abbott has
a wonderful way of putting it.
Abbott gives me a single release Christmas gift, and then my aunt gives me the other Christmas release gift.
I'm just like thinking of, in the black metal world, like you kind of think of like, oh, I'm going solo. Like that's like a kind of a diva thing to do. But like picturing black metal guys being just like total divas.
They want to burn churches by themselves, dude.
That's the thing, like these guys never did any of that stuff, and their lyrical content is based on a made-up fantasy world. Like these guys are the epitome of like the nerdy... They have their own made-up fantasy world, and that's what they sing about. And it's not... They actually on this album, though, because like I said, Abbott is not on the album. It's Demonaz, and then their drummer, Horg, who...
Horg.
Yeah. Horg. I do have to say, though, Horg is probably one of the more talented drummers I've heard out of the scene. But I mean, some of the song titles on this album are absolutely precious.
I feel like the more drunk I get through the night, I'm just gonna randomly say Horg. Horg.
Hold on a second.
Dude, Stefan threw out his black metal recommendations of like music.
I only did one. I did Destroyer 666.
Oh, not metal suggestions. Just the names of people. Like, I think my favorite so far was KK Warslut.
Yeah, Destroyer 666. KK Warslut. I think
Even
that was my
Sean,
first one.
Even Sean was like non-metal dude. He's like, could you
Say that again.
say that again for us? KK Warslut.
Yeah.
KK Warslut.
So here's some of the song. I'm just gonna read this one song title off. Grim and Dark is the name of the song.
Ooh.
But anyway, so Demonaz and Horg are pushing on without Abbott. We have that aunt and uncle situation with the divorce. But overall, this album goes back to the previous style when Demonaz was the main guitarist, which is kind of refreshing. But at the same time, it's been so long. You can tell that this guy had ideas for riffs and whatnot that necessarily weren't used. And they're still solid, but there's a couple parts in here where it's a little dad rocky. But overall, I am really enjoying the album. Like, it came out strong, and it's good to have a divorced aunt and uncle where I'm getting two sources of music.
Oh, that is a fucking wonderful way of putting that.
But out of all the black metal bands I've listened to, those guys are the most fun. Like, it's more like a Kiss thing with them, where
they want to rock and roll.
But they
all night
have
and
full
party every
corpse
day.
paint.
Yeah.
And when you look at them, they look very deadly
Kiss isn't
serious.
corpse paint. What are
But
you talking about?
They're so goofy. Like when they're out. Well, at least Abbott was. He was so goofy on stage. He did the crab walks and like the tongue waggles, and he even had the Gene Simmons fire blows. And like, if you ever watch interviews with him, he's just a quirky, funny guy.
Do they wear stacked boots too?
No, they don't. But it's interesting to see because with Abbot's solo stuff, he definitely likes Motorhead a lot, so you can see some Motorhead influence in his sound. And Demonaz is definitely way more influenced by Europe's legendary band Bathory, so it's a lot of heavy riffing.
Bathory?
Bathory, Elizabeth Bathory.
Oh,
but
I
it's
thought
just
it was
called
like
Bathory.
a place where you go, I thought it was like a place you go to take a bath.
Mm-hmm.
A bathory.
Bathhouse.
Steam house.
Bathory.
It's where you go to get a blowjob.
I'm at the bathory.
But I'd give it a solid 7 out of 10. Like it's a good time for respecting it for what it is. The fun uncle / aunt. I don't know which one's which yet.
I mean, that's gotta be like, especially when it comes to black metal and shit. That's gotta be pretty refreshing. Just like some dudes who like have fun and they're not like.
Yeah,
well, that's the
why
thing
I like
about
them.
it is like a lot of people can't get over the aesthetic of like metal.
Yeah.
Like what they don't understand is at the core of it is it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys are unashamedly having fun, and that's what I like about them.
especially in that realm. Like what people don't understand, particularly with Iron Maiden and like them coming overseas and becoming popular in America. One of their first tours. And like them talking about their first tours across America is that like deal with like the Bible Belters.
Oh yeah.
And
Because they referred a lot to mythology.
Yeah.
And shit.
There is certain people out there that can't understand it's just theatrics. That's
right.
That's it. Like it might deal with like the occult and stuff like that, but it's like it's just pretend.
Right. That's why I love these guys so much in black metal, because black metal takes itself so seriously, and these guys are just absolute goons. There's no other way to describe it. Like Abbott is an absolute goon. I don't know what Immortal's aesthetic might change to now that Abbott's not part of the band, but I enjoy them just because they're so tongue in cheek for the most part. Like you guys watched the music video for the terrible music video that will be posted eventually. Yeah. The terrible music video that we'll post eventually.
Look at this motherfucker. What's your pick, Ray Charles?
I ain't got nothing, dude.
Oh, really?
are you
I thought
talking
you said,
about? You gotta have
come on,
something.
you had
I
something
can't
earlier.
think- no, last night I did.
Yeah, and it just
Dude,
escaped
any
you.
album you like that you have some knowledge on,
Yeah,
just
just
drop it.
Talk a little bit about it.
It could be 20, 50, 100 years old.
Well,
While you think, I wanted to like make a point about like the theatric thing. I feel like heavy metal gets it. Stand-up comics get it. Where people tend to forget, and one of the best ways I like to explain it to somebody is like, you've seen American History X, you've seen Edward Norton, you watch him portray a Nazi, but while you're watching this like person,
You know,
you
he's not a
understand
Nazi.
he is an actor, and you know he's not a Nazi. So like, why can't you apply that to like these things? Like, stand-up comedy is basically a one-man act, and like a lot of heavy metal that like deals with like Satanism
like
and
Slayer.
spooky stuff.
Slayer's a good one. Just
Yeah.
like Angel of Death and stuff. They're not intentionally glamorizing fucking the Holocaust, but it's theatrically fits the theme of evil.
Right. and some people would be like, well, evil's bad. Well, yeah. But it's just pretend, man.
They're LARPing, dude. Like, how can you not, like, with some of the Immortal stuff, it's like, it's just idiots running around with foam axes. Like,
right?
There was that one Mastodon video. It's like one of the only Mastodon things I don't think
High
is total
Road.
bullshit. Yeah. It's just a bunch of LARPing kids.
yeah.
It is fucking excellent. We should riff on that later.
Yeah, we can.
All right. Did you get one in your
I'll just
pee?
do Assault and Battery from Milwaukee.
All right,
Their
yeah.
album.
Zoom in on that t-shirt.
Fucking shout out. Plug.
So they're like street punk oi, but what I really like about them is like they referred on their album. They have a song about the Bayview tragedy when the workers down there were marching for their right to like 8 hours a day or whatever, and they were like shot and killed, a bunch of them and shit. It's like they keep it real local, and I don't know, man. Like they talk about the drug war and shit, so it's just really cool. They say like real anti-political, not anti-political, but non-political, and it's just something that I really relate to and shit. So
Is it non-political, though, if they're talking about working stuff? Working?
they,
It's a little blue-collar rocking.
oh yeah, it's
punk.
like totally
oi.
working class, yeah.
Yeah, it's
street
working
punk
class
oi.
Yeah.
But they stay away from like, I don't know, politics.
Yeah, like,
Like
We ain't
Reagan
talking Trump
bad.
up in this motherfucker. Yeah. Like, they're not going iron ragging on it.
right.
dude, I forgot. Oh man, for our un-American listeners, it was Trump's 2018th birthday on Wednesday.
Was his birthday?
Yeah, 2018th birthday.
Yeah.
On the 4th.
He was born on the 4th? This is all over my head. What is going on?
It's like creationalist Christians, like, oh, the world is 2018 years old.
6,000 years old. There was only 4,000 BC years.
All right, where are we at for time? Yeah, we're at 90 minutes.
Do you want to do one news story, though? I got a really
Yeah, let's
good
do
one.
it. Unless you had something else to say about
Ah.
music.
Okay, so my news story comes from Pedestrian TV. I have not snoped this, but Somali militant group Al-Shabaab announces ban on single-use plastic bags.
Kudos.
Let's get
Wait,
green.
what?
I mean,
read that
it's like
again?
absurd. Like
The
that.
Somali militant group Al-Shabaab announces ban on single-use plastic bags.
I mean,
They went public with it too.
honestly,
Let's get green up in this bitch.
I feel like that's a good thing to get radical on. almost,
Shout outs
you know?
to the
I'm gonna
El
get,
Shabaab.
I'm gonna get
Poses
my
a-
child soldiers to fight the fucking
In quotes-
cycling war.
in quotes, pose a serious threat to the well-being of humans and animals alike.
It
They're
does,
like,
though.
well, if Trump's
I mean,
gonna,
it's not wrong.
Yeah, I didn't snope this though, but
That is hilarious.
That's a good story.
If Trump ain't gonna do it, we're gonna.
Right when that's taking the moral high ground. Oh god damn! I guess somebody has to, right?
Yeah. Leave it to some Somali extremists.
I don't have much
Militants.
else outside of that. I got AT&T raising prices after the merger with Time Warner, and
It's
then
only
I got
a few dollars, but that's a
still
lot of money
something.
spread over a bunch of users.
and then I got
Oh, this is a big one. Best Buy is done selling CDs
Yeah.
as of July 1st.
Saw that.
I mean, realistically, it's wasteful.
Right.
it is, but it's weird, like seeing the end of an era for us because we grew up with CDs. and
It
shit.
does suck balls for artists because that means everything's going more digital, and I really feel like it's hard to get money.
Yeah,
off
unless
of
you're
digital.
Corey's boyfriend Drake, you're not really making that much off Spotify unless you have the fucking media.
Yeah,
rights.
you're really not.
But dude,
I mean, you can get kind of semi grassroots with it and order stuff from those artists on Bandcamp
Yeah.
if they have one, but there's definitely becoming like a river distance between getting
Honestly,
money to
though,
the artists that you want.
when
Easily.
you were getting those things made, like a lot of the record sales still, like a lot of that shit just went to the record company. That was their thing. You were still making your money.
Yeah,
on,
but you
t-shirt
understand
sales.
where I'm coming from. Like there it's definitely going to be harder to just, I mean, outside of just like giving it directly to the artist or buying merchandise, like it's hard to get money for the music that you're necessarily making.
I'm not really. I don't know. It does signal the end of an era and shit, but like now that I think of it, like at first I was like, oh shit, but now that I think of it, like I don't even fucking buy any artists at Best Buy.
I
sells.
don't.
When's the last time you bought a CD?
Right?
And we, on the 4th of July, we were watching Riff Trax version of Starship Troopers. And they whipped out a CD. And one of the guys was like, ugh, a future with physical media. And it's like, yeah, like that's the past's vision of the future. Like you look at Alien, they're hundreds of years into the future.
Using 8-tracks
And they
and
have
shit.
like CRT
Yeah.
monitors that are just green, no color in them.
But at this to an extent though, I'm glad that it's gone because it's wasteful.
Yeah.
to an
Stop
extent.
fucking shit up.
It's wasteful to an extent, but at the same time, it's also making it more difficult to an extent for an artist to get money for music.
But like I said, were they really getting that much money from it anymore?
Yeah, like physical copy
no,
sales.
But hopefully this will kickstart a direction for
I doubt it.
something else. Another way for them to get it. Because obviously Best Buy is just like, no one's buying CDs.
You
Because that's
honest-
why Best Buy is dropping it.
What's
no
really-
one's buying
local
CDs.
places.
We'll sell appliances and computers.
What
and
exclusive
home.
companies sell the CDs?
What is really going to get the money in the artist's pocket is this whole revolution of digital distribution, where artists can have more of a grassroots spread and not use a record label. Because once you make a deal with a record label, they're going to eat up your money.
Shout out to
Yeah,
SoundCloud rappers.
So at this point, it'll just be. So yeah, at this point, it'll just be going direct, hopefully to consumer, and you'll get paid directly for it. But you'll still have artists going through services like
Yep.
iMusic, Spotify, whatever else, and they'll be giving you pennies per listen.
And to be honest, that's one of the reasons we are not on Spotify yet, because
you don't make shit for it.
besides just making
And they don't like Frank Zappa.
besides just making it convenient for our listeners to just like that, if that's where you go to listen to your stuff, that's where you would listen to it. Like when I was reviewing like what you would it's different for podcasts. It's not the same for like music. And even if it was the same for music, like you're making pennies for millions of like, or
and
hundreds of
millions
thousands of
and
plays. It like there's like somebody worked out the math for like how many plays you would have to get to make a minimum wage for like an hourly rate, and it was like astronomically high.
Yeah.
And that's for a 3-minute long song. This is a fucking 2-hour long podcast, man.
Yeah, I know why we're not on it, but I'm just saying that I hope this I hope for the sake of making music, I mean, obviously people are still going to be making music out of passion or whatever reason, but
I feel like we're reverting back to a more Renaissance era where there were many musicians and the musicians were not like deified and worshipped like they have been for like
a long time.
Yeah, like since the
you don't
like
like
the past
James
century.
Hetfield, dude?
Straight up, this is like it seems normal to us where we have like very famous musicians, and there were throughout like all time, but they were like much fewer and far between.
That's not the case though anymore.
This
especially
thing where we have like a bunch of musicians and so many of them, it's not because they're particularly great. It's because they have somebody who wants to make money behind them.
Right.
And that is dying.
And let's be honest, the kids just aren't interested. The kids want to be YouTubers and Twitch streamers.
True that.
Like all the guys that work with their kids don't give a shit about being a rock star. They want to be the next big 15-minute Twitch streamer sensation or a YouTube star for a year.
I just want to review food on YouTube and just get fat as shit and then die on a live stream.
You want to do what Epic Mealtime did. Are they still going? Is Epic Mealtime still
pretty
making
sure they
content?
Yeah, they are.
Really?
I saw Harley. His name's Harley,
I felt
not
like
Harvey.
they were running out of content there.
Didn't they just do something with like? Oh no, that was a while ago.
He was on
Trailer
Hot
Park
Ones
Boys
for a
shit.
bit.
Yeah.
Hot Ones. They both went on each other's shows, and they made some like ridiculously hot shit on Epic Mealtime. But
wasn't he in Tusk? No, I'm thinking of someone else. My bad. But the Canadian dude, I got confused with him.
7 million subscribers. Yeah, 3 days ago they put up some new stuff.
Cheese bomb.
How much jerky in this pizza?
What? 7 million Scoville bacon?
Yeah, that was the one I think they did with.
That is a whoa.
I'll watch this on my own time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stefan, watch it on your own.
All right,
fucking
ladies and
time.
gentlemen,
It is time.
it's closing
to
time.
call it.
But we can't play that song because it's not royalty free.
Nope. So, good night, everybody.
We'll leave you with this.